Okay, there we go. How you guys doing? I there we go. Before I started, my goodness, that's bright. I took a nap and almost completely missed the stream. And I had set everything up from before, and I was like, oh shoot, I hope all my settings are good. And I just pressed go live at the last second. So here I am, and ready to go. I mean, I think it wasn't even a very long nap, maybe a 45-minute, but it was just long enough to kind of get settled in and say, yeah, dig in for this good long nap. And I thought, man, what time is it? Oh boy, it's 6:28. So I ran to the computer, turned on the settings, and here we are. Let me change my, because every time I start this up, it goes to either live chat or top chat. So I need to make sure it stays on live chat. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing pretty good. We basically, left off in the Citadel where we became a Spectre. Very, very good there. Always a dramatic scene. Yeah. I kind of thought, I was like, who should I take with me for this? And I brought Tally and I think Ash. But going forward, it would be pretty easy. I don't think I'm going to have a hard time selecting who we're going to take with us for each and every mission. I always, it's always a toss-up. Sometimes you want Garrus on some stuff. Sometimes you want Rex. And then sometimes you want Tally between those. But I almost always bring Ash lately. I don't know. The last, handful of playthroughs, I've been selecting Ash every single time for each playthrough. And, it just makes it a lot easier, especially when you're playing Insanity, because that's what we're doing. We're doing an Insanity playthrough. We're stopping where we can to, discuss lore. If anybody has any questions, if anybody has any comments, if anybody wants to, discuss what if, there's lots of stuff we could go over. I thought about doing a, analysis, video analysis of some of the stuff that they've revealed so far for Mass Effect 4. And I just haven't gotten around to getting all that together, recording it, and then, being able to play it at my speed rather than going to hyperlink, because that's usually what I would like to do. I like to kind of put it all together, create my own video, and then go through the video at my leisure, But haven't done that yet. We have these side missions here, deliver OSD. This is a reporter might be interested in the OSD containing FIS's illegal activities. So we could hand that over and we'd get some XP. No, easy stuff. Scan the keepers. That's one of those that you just go around places and scan them. There's always one I forget, and it's never the same one. It's always did I go to that one? Did I go to that one? Which one did I forget? But I only have, I have 12 of them. I only need 8 more. Find the commune. Here's when we were on the Citadel, there were a couple places that we unlocked the laptops, and when we did that, they unlocked some quests for us that, as we're going out to do different missions, one of them is Hawking ETA cluster, or the Hawking ETA cluster, whatever you want to say it. And then the other one here was the Hydra system in the Argus Row system cluster. And those are, like I said, unlocked. One was, I believe, in the what's his name? I can't remember his name at the moment. But anyway, he's the head of the Citadel Police, and I always want to, have Garrus around for that, but I always forget. But anyway, we get one from his office, and the other one, I always forget where we get that. Is that from our embassy headquarters? I can't remember. But anyway, I just know I ran into it and I got it. Oh yeah, and so journal, we have a few different things here. Wait a minute. Why is it blinking at me? Shouldn't be blinking. Huh. Maybe because of this one. Speak to the ambassador. Yeah, he's at the dock. Remember, they've given us the ship, so we have to go in there and, basically start our missions. If we want to start doing stuff outside of the Citadel, we can. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So now that we've talked to various different races, man, there's a whole bunch that's lighting up now since the last time we did this. There's a bunch of stuff that gets read to you, and it's really neat because nobody spends the time to actually, sit there and have it read to them. They just want to get into the game. But like I said before, this is kind of like a lore stream. We have the luxury of being able to sit back and play the game at our leisure and chat it up and just listen to all the lore that comes along with the game. We've already heard this one. So I'm going to go to the Salarians. So that middle paragraph is very, very, very interesting because as you do the game, more and more stuff is revealed. You get certain point of views that are strongly held because they are believed to have happened a certain way. And then as you get to Mass Effect 3 and you realize there's certain things that do happen, that not everything happened the way everybody believes. So this middle paragraph says the Salarians were responsible for advancing the development of the primitive Krogan species. And that is true. When the Ragnar Wars happened, they needed the Krogan to kind of, give them that extra military support. And the Krogan were not ready for spacefaring. So the Salarians lifted them up. And so they have this point of view like, well, without us, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be anything. Partially true, but they also advanced their culture before with technology that they weren't ready to use. So for them to kind of turn around and use that as an aggressive, humans do the same thing. We have technology that we can't really culturally accept just yet, and we kind of abuse it. We kind of get ourselves locked into painted into a corner socially. So it's not surprising that the Krogan did the same thing. But they did it on a galaxy-wide level and were capable of subduing the rest of the races. And that's why when it says they were also behind the creation of the Genophage between a bioweapon the Turians used to quell the Krogan rebellions several centuries later. So, so it's interesting that it says that the Turians used, because often the opinion is that the Salarians did it. And the Turians were just there to help facilitate it. In retrospect, the Salarians were like, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't do this. This is not maybe the best way to do this. And the Turian military said, we're doing this. You don't have an opinion anymore. And so it's kind of downplayed, that sentence. But I am also surprised that it actually says that in this early in the game, because the rest of the game is more like, look, the Salarians had to handle it. We handled it. They created it, but they didn't want to execute it. It was the Turians who really, really forced the issue. But anyway, it's just kind of interesting. Now we're going to go to the non-council races. Yeah, let's do the Elcor. Okay, so the Elcor are very, very, very unique, very interesting. Everybody knows the Elcor, but they play an interesting role. You never really see them in two, and since two is such a well-loved game, and a lot of people actually have started with two, um, that the ones that you see in one, by the time you see them in three again, which again they play a small part in three, they're like, "What is that?" You know, they're just really interesting. One thing I took away from this though is that the second paragraph, it says Elcor speech is ponderous and monotone. Among themselves, scent, slight movements, and subvocalized infrasound convey shades of meaning that make a human smile seem as subtle as a fireworks display. So they use a combination of different um, methods to communicate that we're not privy to, especially the subvocalized infrasound. So you can't really even hear it. Infrasound, you know, elephants use infrasound, tigers use infrasound, and when you're in an environment where that is happening, you know, your body can like pick up on it, like the frequency is hitting you, but you don't hear anything. You just kind of feel it. And it's not like a rumbling or anything. So it's a little unjarring, a little unnerving. And so Elcor have to be very deliberate with their speech. And that's why they speak the way that they do with us. Now, Hanar, that's when we talk about like the jellyfish of the Mass Effect universe. And that's the one like that's right behind me right here. This is Enkindle this. That's Blasto. But that's the Hanar. There you go. So they've already planted the seed of an elder race that they have worshipped. Now let's go to the keepers. There you go. So those are the keepers. And it's interesting that this particular one is not saying just how long they've been around, not even really speculating so much. It just, they're mysterious to everybody. Yeah. And so now let's go to the Krogan. Yeah. Yeah, especially the Turians, but you get the impression from the games that they especially don't like the Solarians. It's just, because you run into the Turians all the time. And Rex doesn't make a ton of comments about them, but he does make a ton of comments anytime you have Solarians involved. Solarians, not Solarians. But anyway, but yeah, at the very beginning, they still have a very violent culture. But number one, until it says the invention of gunpowder weapons, they were eaten by predators was the number one cause of Krogan fatalities. So I couldn't even say that was the number one reason why people died before gunpowder. So they grew up on an environment that was very, very, very hostile. So you take that group of people who were, on the cusp of becoming spacefaring, and then transplant that into the larger universe. And yeah, you're going to get a culture that's not ready to assimilate into the bigger picture. So, but like I said, it is kind of interesting that they said they especially hate Turians, and that's true. But you just don't get the dialogue that you normally would think. It always seems to be like they're just ready to insult a Solarian. Turians are kind of like, yeah, they're around. Yeah, we got to deal with them. That's fine. But you don't get that hate that you would think. They work with a lot of Turians. I mean, especially when you talk about the pirates and stuff, a lot of them are there. But anyway, here's the Quarians. That's a good point, because if you never see the face, you never get to interact with features that you can tell subtle nuances with. I could totally see where that would be a pretty strong argument. It's like, I don't really think that they're actually people. I think they're like hybrids. I think they're cybernetic type groups. That makes sense. But yeah, it says this is really interesting, because when we do when we talk about the things like the Geth and stuff, it's really interesting to know how we come to know the Quarians, because through the Quarians we get the Geth, and it's not like we can just go in there and suddenly know all the history about the Quarians through the Geth, So we don't have everything that we could know from the Quarians just yet. But this is a pretty good synopsis. It talks about like Tali's pilgrimage and things like that, and that other species tend to look down on the Quarians. That's true. That's true. Because they created the Geth and for negative impact their fleet has when it enters a system. So that's pretty like open. That doesn't really tell us a whole lot. Like, do they pirate them? What happens? I mean, they live really way out in the system. So it's very possible that you have the ships and stuff that even enter that area either lost or already broken down. So it may just be a happenstance of circumstance, not necessarily that anything that you could blame the Quarians for doing. So it's just kind of neat. The Volus, I I hate to say that they're not one of my favorite species by any means, but I do find them one of the most fascinating species because there's so little that we know about them, and yet they keep showing up 1, 2, and 3. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you would think that they are a playable, potentially a squad race. Somebody that you could see in your squad. In fact, in Mass Effect 3, if you do the multiplayer, you can play as a Volus. It's really interesting. It's hard though. It's like the center of the camera is over their head rather than over the shoulder. And so as you move left and right, it's like moving like a bouncy ball. It's like it's it's the most unwieldy thing to do. But I do enjoy the lore of the Volus. Now, and the Volus, I'm telling you, just in the Mass Effect multiplayer, it is a lot of fun. I still do it to this day. But the Volus is probably my weakest characters by far. It's just so hard for me to get used to. The camera, they're not particularly strong. It's not like you have a Volus warrior that can just, do, what is. It's not like that. So you have biotic skills. You're more of like a support unit. So unless you're with a group that's like really good, that you can do support and still survive, then it's great for that. But if you're just kind of like a pug, for instance, and just kind of like doing silver or even gold, and I don't know, the players are used to kind of like, helping themselves, making sure that they survive, well, then support class is useless. It's just that type of game. The maps are too small. Okay, so I just took a listen to the stream, and I noticed it's not playing the game information. That may be part of the problem. Nobody's said anything. I had a similar problem when I streamed on Twitch yesterday. Well, my OBS has been really, really acting up, and I had to do a clean install. So everything seemed to be working. All my meters are working. The game is picking up, but it may not be projecting the sound, perhaps. And that is really, really weird. So let me just take a second to make sure that is actually working. So we're going to take another lore thing, and hopefully it picks it up. Do Citadel Council. Hold on 1 second. Right here. Okay, yeah, there's no sound coming out of the game at the moment, which could not tell you why that is. Let me go to my settings, make sure, because it may have reset my output default. I apologize. No, it's all on there. That is concerning. Okay. Wow. Yeah, everything is set perfectly. There's no reason why it shouldn't be projecting sound, but it is not. I could not tell you why. It's obviously got my microphone. And okay. And let me see here. Let me go to technology.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to
We've done this
manipulate
one. I'm going to
dark
do
energy
virtual intelligence.
and create a virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including an audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although a VI can provide a convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware, nor can they learn or take independent action. VIs are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collate user-requested data. Commercial VIs in a variety of stock personalities are available at any software retailer. Boutique firms and hobbyists also build unique VIs to personal specification. Although software emulation of living personalities is illegal, reconstructions of famous historical figures are common.
Okay, so give me 1 second to see, because I normally have the game separated from the rest of my sounds, and I muted that because it popped up with the desktop audio that is not normally there, and that may be what I have to do as a workaround. So give me 1 second to listen to that. Okay, so that fixed it, but not happy about it, because I usually have all of my sound settings separated. All the channels are separated. At the moment, they seem to be all coming together into the one desktop audio, which is super weird. So let me go to the next thing, and then we'll fix this after stream. But right now it's working, so I don't want to mess with it. And I apologize, because apparently the first what were we at, 30 minutes into the game, I thought y'all have been listening to the narrator talk about each thing, and I've just been sitting here and it's been super silent. I apologize. But we're almost done with these lower things, and then we'll get to the, playing the game.
OmniTools are handheld devices that combine a computer microframe, sensor analysis pack, and manufacturing fabricator. Versatile and reliable, an OmniTool can be used to analyze and adjust the functionality of most standard equipment, including weapons and armor, from a distance. The fabrication module can rapidly assemble small three-dimensional objects from common reusable industrial plastics, ceramics, and light alloys. This allows for field repairs and modifications to most standard items, as well as the reuse of salvaged equipment. OmniTools are standard issue for soldiers and first-in colonists.
Very good. Okay. And then there's weapon, armor, and equipment. there's not much to that one. I think we listened to most of it last time.
Combat hard suits. Medigel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel. It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one. Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Medigel violates council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Okay. Small arms.
All modern infantry weapons, from pistols to assault rifles, use microscaled mass accelerator technology. Projectiles consist of tiny metal slugs suspended within a mass-reducing field, accelerated by magnetic force to speeds that inflict kinetic damage. The ammo magazine is a simple block of metal. The gun's internal computer calculates the mass needed to reach the target based on distance, gravity, and atmospheric pressure, then shears off an appropriate-sized slug from the block. A single block can supply thousands of rounds, making ammo a non-issue during any engagement. Top-line weapons also feature smart targeting that allows them to correct for weather and environment. Firing on a target in a howling gale feels the same as it does on a calm day at the practice range. Smart targeting does not mean a bullet will automatically find the mark every time the trigger is pulled. It only makes it easier for the marksman to aim.
Interesting. So it says top-line weapons also feature smart targeting that allows them to correct for weather and environment. I can't, off the top of my head, think of a smart weapon in Mass Effect. But I will say this. Many of the guns in the game have a range for the hitbox. So if you aim for the head and you're slightly off, it'll give you credit. If you aim for, I don't know, the chest in a shotgun, for instance, and you're more than, say, 20 meters away, you may not, it tries to account for distance in that situation. It's just the game's hitbox is kind of weird. And I'm wondering if the smart targeting is there saying that the game's trying to assist you, which is just stupid because it's not really what happens. It's just the programming. There are, it gets more advanced though. So in like Mass Effect 3, I've done some lore videos already that you can like trace, like if you kind of follow a target, it'll compensate the difference. And it's not a smart weapon. It's just the way that's programmed. Like if you use the Geth shotgun, it'll kind of help target with you up to a point. But most weapons are pretty much really just more or less based on distance. The types of pellets in Mass Effect 3 don't really help you if you add certain enhancements. Like if you have ammo piercing, or armor piercing ammo, I should say. With the Geth shotgun, it's pointless. It's useless. It doesn't do anything. The Geth shotgun on its own does that, so it doesn't add to it. So you're better off using like incinerator ammo or the cryo ammo, just something, because the armor piercing ammo doesn't do anything. So anyway, so I'm glad I fixed the sound. Man, I'm glad I checked that because I had not. I just assumed because I saw the meter going that it was transmitting the sound. I think what happened is that when I had to do my OBS, that all my scenes and stuff, I had to reapply. And I don't think it reapplied the program that separates the sound. And so that may be what it is. But we have sensors. These, some of these I would have to actually read to you guys. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and read all of these, but they are very, 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 very interesting when it comes to the lore, because if you've never played the game before and you don't read any of these, you don't take the time to look at them, you can still play the game and you know what's going on, but there's so much here that helps flesh out the world. And I've said it like 1,000 times. Mass Effect 1 spends so much time laying the groundwork for the lore that's why it feels like it's such an in-depth, place. Like there's so much out there because they laid the groundwork good. I mean, really well early, because there was no lore when Mass Effect 1 came out. They had to build it from the ground up, and they did it well. It's kind of like when you go to a movie and, or let's say you go see a movie about a subject that is already vast in what everybody has talked about. Well, if you try to tackle everything at once, it goes by too fast and nobody gets anything out of it, But if you, I guess it's a bad example, but like Star Wars, maybe, like some of the better Star Wars stuff that's come out have been on the microscopic level, like The Mandalorian. It took a small character in a different part of the galaxy, separated a story unique to that person, and created a character, and everybody liked it. When you start doing like other movies and stuff and trying to like, let's bring in Leia, let's bring in Luke, and then let's just put them all together and then give no context for everything, and sometimes that doesn't work well. So I'm not being critical of the later movies. I'm just saying storytelling requires time. You have to really, really kind of like, to create the good story, you have to make people vested in what's going on with the characters. And Mass Effect 1 spends a lot of time doing that. I would say up until like the very end of the Mass Effect 1, you're learning about what's happening in this galaxy and this timeline. 2 is more like a reopening, and that's why, like I said, so many people just love 2 over all the other ones. And I get it, because it's like, if you know anything about Mass Effect, even if you've never played the game before, if you know anything about Mass Effect, you're like, oh, it's telling the story so well, because it gets right into it. 1 is like, let's open up this big old book and start reading it, and it's just talking about this, talking about that, talking about this, talking about that, rather than just getting into the game. So I'm kind of doing the same thing, I guess, right now in this stream, talking about lore. But 1 second. I still have not gone over my cough. So 2 weeks ago, I couldn't do Mass Effect. I couldn't spend the time to talk about lore and really kind of get into it because my cough was so bad. And that's why I had to do Star Wars The Old Republic. Mostly narrated through that game, and so it wasn't hard for me to do. But this one, this Treaty of Ferrixon, it doesn't really have a large part with what we're doing. But it just gives an example of how there's lore in this game that can be lost, and how it can help tie together certain other, what do I want to say? They tie in certain stories that help you understand what your role and your position is in this bigger picture. So it says, due to the destructive potential of dreadnoughts, the council races agreed at the Ferrixon Naval Conference to fix a ratio of dreadnought construction between themselves. Oh, I got a Steam message, sorry. At the top of the pyramid is the peacekeeping Turian fleet. Below the Turians are the other council races, currently the Asari and Solarians. Council associate races are at the bottom. The human alliance is part of the last group. The ratio of Turian to council to associate dreadnoughts is 5 to 3 to 1. For every dreadnought humans are permitted to build, the Asari have 3, and Turians 5. And when you go to the final battle where everybody comes to Earth to fight the, just basically comes back to Earth for the final battle, that's why you see so many Turian ships. And the Alliance it's kind of hard to count the Alliance ships because the Alliance are mainly in charge of escorting the Citadel back to Earth. But you do see that. You see like 1, 2, 3, sorry for this like screen filled of Turians, you know? And it's just really interesting how they were consistent with some of that lore. But anyway, let me see here. Oh, I apologize. Okay, so I think we've pretty much done all that. The pilgrimage, communications credits. What are credits or creds? I've never heard them say creds in this in this game. But we can now go from here and start getting into the game. We could still continue to do a couple things. I might talk to Barlavon, who's a Volus, and I still think he's one of the most interesting Voluses you'll ever meet, because he is a broker of information. He's just unique, because like where most Voluses are kind of ridiculed, and I wouldn't say they're looked down upon, because they're scattered all over and they do control the economy of the galaxy, but they're not really looked up to. So let me go to the financial district, because that's where he's at, and it wouldn't hurt anything, because once we start talking to him, we'll get XP. Let me go here, and then from there we'll start doing, we'll get on our ship and we'll get going.
What's this? One of the Earth Clan. Ah, a very famous one, yes? You are the one called Shepard. It is a great honor to welcome the heroes of the Blitz.
You've got me at a disadvantage here.
He
Forgive
recognizes
me,
you
Earth
from
Clan.
the Blitz.
My name is Barlavon. My job makes it necessary for me to keep informed. I am a financial advisor to many important clients here on the Citadel. When someone as important as yourself arrives on the station, I take notice.
I heard you work for the Shadow Broker. Do you have any information about Saren?
You're very blunt, Shepard, and you're right. But Rex has already told you far more than I know about this. I am sorry, but I have nothing else to offer.
And we also wanted to talk to Barlavon, because he would have known where Garrus was. But we found Garrus as well.
What's it like living here on the Citadel?
The station is without a doubt the greatest wonder in the galaxy. It is a technological marvel, but its true splendor goes much deeper than the hull and engines. From the Presidium to the wards, the entire station is a testament to the success of the Council. All the species of Citadel spaced together in a single strong community.
Okay. So tell me about the wards.
What are the wards like?
The cultural
like I
heart
have to
of
narrate.
the galaxy. They pulse with the lifeblood of millions of citizens from dozens of different species. You never know what you'll find down in the wards, Commander. It's always full of surprises. Fortunately, most of them are pleasant.
What makes the Presidium so special?
It is the political center of Citadel space. 80% of all intelligent species in the known galaxy acknowledge the Council's authority on interstellar matters. But only the most powerful and influential species have embassies here on the Presidium. This level of the station is reserved for the elite, Shepard. People like us.
See, I love Barlavon. He is such an underrated character, and I really wish you could see him in 2 and 3 more. I don't think you see him at all in 2, but he has a self-confidence that is through the roof. I mean, he is... If Volus were considered Spectre candidates, he would be one. You don't have to be like a super, military athlete to be a Spectre. You just have to be really, really good at doing something that the Council can use. And Barlavon would be it, but he would probably take a pay cut in doing it. But anyway.
What makes the Presidium so special?
Yeah.
It is the political, but only the most powerful and influential species have embassies here on the Presidium.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
Most people think I deal in finances, but my real currency is knowledge. I trade information, and it has made me very wealthy. But the Shadow Broker is the true master. Every day he buys and sells secrets that could topple governments, always giving them to the highest bidder. Yet somehow he never seems to upset the natural balance of power. All those secrets being passed around seem to even out. Nobody ends up with an advantage in the end.
Any guess what his identity might be?
I don't know. Nobody does. The Shadow Broker could be any race, any gender. I have a theory that it's actually an entire group working under one identity. How else could they juggle so many contacts at the same time? How else could they keep all that information from getting crossed? But they've got the perfect setup. Every government is forced to play their game so they don't get behind. But no matter how long you play, no matter how many secrets you buy, you can never win.
I thought you'd know more about the man you work for.
From time to time, I come across information I sell to the Shadow Broker. That's my only involvement. I like it that way. The more you know, the more dangerous the game becomes. I don't like danger, Commander. I'll leave that to you.
And there you go. So maybe in the past, the council did go up to him and say, hey, look, we'd like to make you a Spectre. He's already said he doesn't like danger. He likes doing what he does, and there's no need to risk it. He does not have to risk it for the biscuit.
Tell me more
Oops,
about
oops,
the
oops.
Shadow Broker.
Yet
I hit the
somehow
wrong
he never
button.
seems to upset the natural balance.
Tell me more about the
Oh
Shadow.
my
Yet
goodness.
somehow he never seems to upset the
do
natural
personal
balance
questions.
of power.
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic finance is incredibly complex. A mix of laws and regulations from dozens of interstellar economies. I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. For a fee, I share my expertise. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone to conduct business without drawing unwanted attention. Discreet and efficient. That's my motto.
Sounds pretty shady.
Everything I do falls completely within the bounds of interstellar commerce law. Even so, many of my clients would prefer their transactions remain undisclosed. For example, suppose a Hanar ambassador was petitioning the council to reduce tariffs on Hanar goods. How would it look if he had money invested in a Hanar exporting company? Even if his true motives were to help his people, he would be accused of advancing the petition for his own personal gain. I can keep his personal finances private.
And so he says all that, and it doesn't sound like anything that's going to affect the game. But it's laying that foundation of how this universe works. And I just love it because it's just, you don't have to have this in the game. You don't even need Bar Levon at the end of the day. But they have him, and he is so fascinating. And that's why I really wish there was more about him and a running theme with Bar Levon. Somewhere, somehow, I think the writers really missed out on this one. I think they thought, you know what, yeah, we didn't really need Bar Levon in 1. He wasn't, and that's why you don't see him in 2 and 3. But I really think that if they had just expanded that, like the issues with Thane, maybe he would have been our point of contact for finding Thane's son. That would have been so cool to come full circle on something like that. That's just me.
Still sounds shady to me.
Then we can only hope he will never be cursed with a large enough fortune to require my services.
Okay, goodbye.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
So we got 21 XP. But it's so worth it. I mean, I like Bar Levon quite a bit. Helena Blake.
Got
Let's
a
talk to her
moment,
now.
Spectre?
Actually, I need to check what that quick message is to make sure it's not anything. It was one of my mods from Twitch, so hopefully he doesn't need anything. It's an emergency or something.
Hello, Spectre. I have a business proposition for you.
How did you know I'm a Spectre?
Word travels. Your name comes up in certain circles. I'm acquainted with a pair of powerful crime bosses. They're hiding on remote worlds, and I have the coordinates. You could do the galaxy a favor.
She just throws it out there. I like her. I like Helena Blake. However, to finish her quest, if you want to do a Paragon run, you have to really be high Paragon. So we can do the quest at any time. It's not a problem. But to talk to her again, if you don't know exactly where she's at, you better have high Paragon if you want to actually finish the whole quest line in a Paragon manner. So that's why it's really important, if you can, to try to get as many points as you can before that time. So even though it's kind of like a mid-game thing, you almost have to have almost 3/4 of your Paragon up before you finish this one. But it's just, just information.
What kind of defenses would these two have?
I haven't the faintest idea, but they're certain to be armed. Their partnership's soured, and each believes that the other intends to kill him. They will be well prepared.
I eliminate them, and then you take over and try to eliminate me. How stupid do I look?
While I appreciate your estimation of my bravado, I have no intention of attempting to murder you. You are the first human Spectre, and you are doing important work for humanity. I have no interest in red sand or slavery. Anyone who does deserves to die. Our needs are aligned.
I need to find out if she is the same voice actress for Flemeth. If she is, she has wonderful range. Her cadence is the same, and that's why I say that. And listen to it again, because I still have to talk to her, but yeah, the way she does Flemeth is very consistent. And there's a difference between how she does Old Lady Flemeth versus Dragon Age 2 Flemeth. It's the same voice actress. 99% sure it is. And watch that 1%, I'm probably wrong, right? But how she does like powerful Flemeth, how she does powerful Flemeth in 2 is just different than Dragon Age 1. But the cadence is the same, and she sounds just like Helena Blake. And so I'm just wondering if it is the same voice actress. If anybody knows, let me know.
And what do you get out of this?
We share interests in certain cooperative ventures. But their business practices have forced me to terminate our relationship. Once they are dead, I will manage our organization in a more tasteful manner.
Okay.
What crimes did these men commit?
They're red sand dealers who make victims of their customers. Those who can no longer pay are sold to Batarians as slaves. They're loathsome, hurting innocent people. They must be ended.
Okay.
You're obviously with them. Why don't I just arrest you instead?
Arrested for what? You and I are simply having a conversation. I have excellent legal representation. Arresting me would be a waste of your time.
If they're as bad as you say they are, they need to be dealt with.
Excellent. Here are the coordinates. When these men are dead, I will wait for you at the third set of coordinates.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Commander. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
There you go. Pleasure was all mine, Helena. Thank you very much. All right. So at this point, we should probably put on our better armor. But I don't want to sell the Onyx. I love that Onyx. Man, it is my favorite armor in the whole game. But it's also the weakest armor in the game. I really wish they had a transmog or just like an Onyx level, I don't know, 3 or something. So that we still retain the look of an N7 operative, you know, without wearing the worst armor in the game. Let's see here. Yeah, over there. What am I going this way for? What? I am wasting my time. I had fast travel. I passed 2 fast travel points before I got here. Unbelievable. All right. Wards. Let's go CSEC. I think the reporter is there. The one we can turn in the... Oh no, she's up in... She's not there. She's... Down here we can talk to... I'm going the wrong way again? Yeah, I am. Wow. It's like I've never played this game before. So this guy doesn't know. Tickle, tickle. There's 13. This guy doesn't know we're a Spectre yet.
One sec. Looking you up. Commander Shepard, here with the Alliance military. First time on the Citadel, that about right?
How do you know who I am?
I'm the CSEC requisitions officer. I need to make sure our buyers are authorized. So, will you be purchasing anything today, Commander Shepard?
Show me what you got.
Sounds good. Just let me set you up. Well, this must be a mistake. System's telling me to offer you our select stock. Spectre? Well, I heard about that, but I didn't realize it was you. Sorry, Commander.
Just show me what you've got.
I'll open the
Oh,
rare
just
stocks
show
for
me
you,
what you got.
Commander.
And that's your
Enjoy.
Paragon answer. We're not trying to be rude. Let me buy the license, because that is really what I'm here for. Oops. So you see this Onyx? So here's a better one. So they are in the game, but they don't, if I remember right, they just don't look the same. So let me see if there's something I can sell. Yeah. Some of these we just don't need. The Banshee's good. I really do need to be selling a lot of my level 1, especially like these little Kessler pistols. This is how I accidentally sell my Onyx. I just like kind of go through the things like sell. Oh man. So our heavy armor 1, I'm going to eventually put on Ash, but by the time she becomes a heavy armor specialist, she won't be in level 1 armor. So might as well sell it. Yeah. All this stuff is only like 24 credits and things like that, so it's worthless. You're almost better off turning all this stuff into Omnigel this early in the game. But we'll come back at some time, and hopefully we'll get the better. And but I don't think it looks the same. I don't think it looks the same as the original. It's been so long since I thought about doing that. And go to the other side, because there's a keeper up there we can tickle. And this guy here, remember the guy that wants us to scan the keepers? This is his partner. We didn't even know that this was going to be an issue.
Hey there. Oh, you're not CSEC, are you? Did you want something?
And just as I was talking about Bar Levon is great. He's a wonderful example of Volus's, and it's interesting. He's one of the first ones you meet and have a long interaction with. So you could get the impression that Volus's are pretty wise, very they keep to, they plan ahead, and often a lot of them do. But he is so different from the rest of the Volus's that you meet. So many of them kind of try to take a position of like, hey, I need to get ahead and I need to do whatever I got to do to get ahead. But they kind of paint themselves in corners that gets them in trouble. This is one of them. And there's so many of them like that are like that. And Bar Levon is just different because he doesn't do that. He's like playing chess when all the other Volus are playing checkers.
What were you trying to explain to the officer before?
My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home. just waiting for a chance. I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
Is there something I can do?
Would you? That's all I want. Someone to talk to him. Tell him to leave me alone. He thinks he can just push me around, but you'll show him, won't you?
So, what I wish this particular quest let me do is just call him on my Omni tool and say, look, I've already talked to you before. What's going on? And then we resolve it right here. But no, it's, I got to go talk to him over there. And then from there, I got to come back over here. And it's just...
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Solarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
Shorban. That's the guy who asked us to scan the Keepers.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
I better look into this right away. Find out what he's up to.
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
He's just like, Jalid is just something else. He's a character. I don't hold anything against him, but it's just communication. If he would communicate with his friend, we wouldn't be in this issue. But he is so, I don't know what's the word, paranoid? He's paranoid for no reason. But anyway, little CSEC officer.
Hello, Commander.
Why we get to talk to him and that's all he says? Who knows? And the guy that we could talk to later on is not yet here. He'll give us a mission to help out one of the bar employees because he sent her on a hidden mission. Tracking terminal. And tracking terminal. It's Codex stuff, y'all. I thought there was one here, but maybe not. Here's a keeper. This should be number 14. Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Another codex. Awesome. This looks so cool, isn't it? So when you come into the Citadel, this isn't necessarily, I don't believe, the person you talk to that says, yeah, welcome back, Commander, blah, blah, blah. But it is a point of operations, and it's just kind of neat. You know, they're just kind of overlooking this empty hangar, but it gives you a little sense of what's going on in the world. Pretty neat. All right. There's a few more keepers in the wards, but that can wait. For now, we have to have a long conversation with
I've heard some humans are angry at the Quarians after the attack on Eden Prime. After all, you created the Geth.
The Geth killed billions and forced us from our homeworld. Most Quarians believe we have paid properly for our mistake.
Hopefully, having you with us fighting Saren will change people's minds.
Ash, the space racist, is looking out and proud of Tali of being with the team. Again, you won't hear that from most humans in this universe. Most humans in this universe are like, who is this? Why? You just stay over there and I'll stay in my lane, blah, blah, blah. Ash is glad to have her on the team. Another point I've been making, Ash is not the space racist everybody believes she is. She makes a comment here or there out of pure ignorance, and she learns from that. But outside of that, there's not much going on there. Don't hear what she's not saying. This is a kind of a longer conversation here, and then we'll get straight on the ship, and maybe we'll do a mission or two right away, okay? But let's go tickle this keeper. Oh, tickle. Because there's a couple of codexes we can get here. Or is it after? Yeah, it's after we talk to Anderson that these codexes open up. There's the Normandy, the SR-1, the beauty. Let's talk.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
So if there is actually going to be ever, hopefully sooner than later, a Mass Effect movie, a series, or whatever, based on this timeline, what's his name? David Taylor or Thomas? Whoever does Captain Anderson, he absolutely needs to play that part. He does it so well. I could not imagine anybody else doing it. Joker is one of those. He's obviously Joker, and it wouldn't be hard to get Seth Green to come in that role and do that. But David, is it David Allen? I can't remember his. I remember it's David. Man, if he is not Captain Anderson, I will be disappointed. Yeah.
What kind of leads do we have?
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The Conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharaoh system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the Conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the Conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the Conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice on that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
So going after Liara first is usually what I do, because it gives me the opportunity to have more options, especially with squad mates. However, I could argue that on Insanity, it's not the easiest thing to do first. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do a few missions just to kind of like, explore the galaxy and go to here, and then, fight some pirates, and then we'll go do Liara, just to kind of like help the time go by and get some levels. But the only problem with that is that when you go to like a lot of those bases, there's decryption that's needed. So we're an engineer, and hopefully if we're focused on that stuff, we can get all those things open. But because, granted we get more points per level, but we want to make sure that we add that to our Spectre experience points, our charisma, things like that. And also you put that in our talents. So, we definitely need to have some real firepower with us. So I imagine having Rex and Ashley with us is going to be the norm. It is Insanity. We are playing Insanity, so we'll see. I don't think I've died yet on this playthrough.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Okay. See, here we go. Now it opens up these codexes. So let's go do these real quick. And then we'll come back and talk to Captain Anderson. There we go. And then before we take off to our first mission, I may have to go refill my drink because, again, my throat is still not 100%, but we're getting there.
Yes, Commander?
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city, mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
What can you tell me about Noveria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Noveria respects. But they aren't popular.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. T'Soni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
Okay.
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
Okay.
Why weren't you honest with me?
It's not something I'm proud of. I had a chance to become the first human Spectre, and I failed. Saren made sure of that.
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
Okay.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians.
So there you go.
Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished, and I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
So you got two different things. He still says that he never actually joined the Spectre, whereas we were told in the bar that he actually was a Spectre, possibly stripped of his position. We really can't know. I don't think we ever find anything that confirms that he was actually in the Spectres. It's no real unknown issue now at this point that he was a candidate. But we're told in the bar that he in fact was a Spectre. But you would think we would know that. You would think that that would have been announced, that the first human Spectre, Anderson. So I don't really think that that's how it happened. I think what Anderson is telling us is actually how it happened.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. I don't think this is a new one, because he's been talking about Saren this whole time, but it's all been about like him as a Spectre in the past. So let me just make sure.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
Okay.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander.
And then he goes down that
It's no
same
good living
rabbit hole of the dialogue tree.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Anderson. All right, let's save this. Let's do a new save. And I like to say it's a save scum, but I haven't died so far. I just saved just because I just don't want to, in case the game crashes or something like that happens, you know, we can pick up where we left off.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in...
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't gonna be easy. This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse. But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't gonna stay on the far fringes of Citadel space. Our enemy knows we're coming. Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down. Humanity needs to do this. Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped, and I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The Captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good job, Shepard. All right, so we now, and there's, oh yeah, so now that we've done that and the ship is ours, I believe that there's a, I thought for sure there was a codex right here that we could get. Ah, there it is. There it is. And I think Joker says something a little different now.
Commander, something you need?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
This is where he gets offended.
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
So, the question is, why do we have somebody like Joker with this syndrome in the story, right? So it really gives us a good character analysis. It really gives us, like, they didn't have to do this, so I appreciate it. It's a detail that's adds complexity to a story that you don't really need at the end of the day. But in my point of view, and kind of like the way if I'm writing a story, it helps to have evolved characters, and we're talking about like naturally, like in natural evolution, where we're able to go to the next level of humanity. That comes with certain risks and unfortunately other problems. So it is possible that Joker's abilities as a pilot are so advanced, so good, so much better than everybody else's, that it comes with the cost of being physically unable to do things. And I think as a writer, that's where this is going. That's what they're trying to say. That sometimes everything goes, well, and you get a better version of humanity in some examples, like Shepard, for instance. But then sometimes you have that, but the rest of humanity hasn't fully evolved yet, so it hasn't gotten to that next level with it. So, it's just one of those things that I kind of think that's where they were going with that. And that's why it's not so much of a character thing to stigmatize Joker with the inability to do this or do that. They actually make use of that issue, of course, when the ship is attacked in 2. So it's like he's having to go around the ship, even though he's not really capable of doing all those things that he was asked to do. So it was, good for him. And it adds a lot of risk to that. Maybe he can't do it because he does break something and he's just not able to finish what he needs to do. But that's this is a big arc of an issue, this disease that he has, just for one little scene. So I do think that as a character thing, I think they're trying to say, and then this universe, you're able to live despite that condition, modern medicine and stuff. But also humanity is growing into the next form of evolution, but that does come with certain risks, with some individuals. And again, that's why Joker's not just a good pilot or an above average pilot. He's the best pilot, and there's no question, and he knows it. It's not just competency speaking. He probably has been analyzed, and he does self-analysis, and that's just where he's at. And again, that comes with the consequence of, unfortunately, his body is not capable of doing a lot, but his mind, his reflexes, his ability to quick decision making, it's all there.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Now, we know about Joker from before, so again, Mass Effect 1 is doing a good job of laying down the foundation of who everybody is and what our universe entails, and who is in this galaxy and who are important figures. We know Joker. This is not anything new that should be a revelation to Shepard, but it is to the player, right? So that's why he goes on and tells us all about it, because you have to. And again, that's why Mass Effect 1 can be so slow and such a grind, because we don't know anything about anybody. So, and I think there's oh, we already did it. There's a codex right here, but we already did it. All right, so let's try to find our first mission. And then I'm gonna go get a refill on my drink real quick, because I am parched. Let's see here. We have Liara's dig site, we have Pharos, and we have Noveria. Argus Row, remember there was a mission out of Argus Row. We could go there. We could go to the Hawking ETA, which there's a mission there. Kepler Verge, Armstrong, Voyager, Hades Gamma, Gemini Sigma. Let's go like clockwise. Hawking ETA. At the moment it's just the one. Okay, yeah. Let's go there. It's our first cinematic leaving the Citadel. And we'll cut past this one after the first one, but we'll at least do the first one. I mean, these really kind of used to be just, you know,
Message coming in, Commander.
loading sequences.
Big surprise. The Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command.
Hackett.
We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hawking Eta cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics.
Okay.
He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
I'll look into it.
3 days ago, we sent 2 Alliance representatives to meet with him at his compound. They've disappeared. We believe Kyle and his
Probably
followers
can't do this
killed
mission
them.
yet. Well, we could,
That compound is a
but we
cult,
don't have the
Shepard.
Paragon levels for
They
it.
call him Father Kyle now. He set himself up as some kind of religious leader.
You said his followers were biotics?
Yes. Major Kyle never showed any biotic tendencies himself, though. I think he's just latched onto a group he identifies with. Many biotics feel marginalized or ostracized by society. Kyle probably sees them as victims who need his protection, and they see him as someone who will fight for them. Unfortunately, he's convinced them that the Alliance is somehow responsible for all their problems. We can't let him go on like this.
What were those Alliance representatives going to talk to Major Kyle about?
They wanted to bring him back to an Alliance facility for treatment. Major Kyle served us faithfully for many years. We weren't going to abandon him. Given his state of mind, however, he probably saw them as a threat. We're almost certain he had his followers killed them.
What else can you tell me about Major Kyle?
He used to be a model soldier, but something happened to him at Torfin. Too many Alliance soldiers died under his command. Couldn't cope with the guilt. His psych evaluations showed he couldn't handle the stress of command anymore. He was given an honorable discharge in early retirement. We'd hoped he would get better in time, but we underestimated how far gone he was. Now it looks like it's too late.
Okay.
I might be able to end this without violence.
That may not be possible, Commander. We don't want a bloodbath, but Kyle is dangerous. I'll trust you to use your judgment. Hack it out.
So we could do this one, but I don't want to attempt it when we're at the very beginning of our Paragon run. So we've got to get our Paragon levels up before we do it. So let me go to Kepler Verge. I completely forgot Major Kyle was at Hawk.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I've received some troubling information, Commander. We need your help. Someone is killing former Alliance scientists. There have been 4 deaths in the past month.
I'm happy to look into it, Admiral. What can you tell me?
All 4 scientists worked on a classified project on Akuz. There was a brutal massacre there years ago. An entire unit was killed by Thresher Maws. It was classified as a natural hazard, but the project dates coincide with the attacks.
You think these scientists had something to do with the attack?
I'm not certain what I think, but it's worth investigating. There was one other scientist on the project, Dr. Wayne. I'm transmitting his last known coordinates. Good luck. 5th Fleet out.
Very similar. Enteram. But so let me go get my drink. I will be right back. And when we get back, I'm just going to read a couple of these real quick because some of them are really, really interesting. We're not going to spend a ton of time about the, all the planets, but I do want to read each one. And then we'll do whatever mission we can in this cluster. And then we'll go on to the next area. And then we just want to build up our XP a bit. And where we can, some Paragon points. So that way when we do things like even the Liara quest, we have the ability to survive on an Insanity run, but also, squeeze out a couple more Paragon points in the meantime. So let me go do that real quick. There it is. It's a BRB screen, but I won't be gone more than a couple minutes. I just got to refill my drink. I'll be right back. All right, so there we go. I got my drink. It's mostly water with just a little bit of tea in it. Got to get my voice back. Okay, let's see here. So, Sesmos. Sesmos is an ice dwarf world. Its surface composed almost entirely of frozen water. Normally, a planetoid this small would not rate inclusion on the system's charts, but Sesmos' unusually large and beautiful ring of ice crystals has made it a popular subject for visual artists. The ring is the result of a glancing equatorial impact, which left a large trench and threw a great deal of melted water into the atmosphere. The rings are a temporary feature that will completely decay in a few thousand years. So to an Asari, that'll go away pretty quick. This is Clincory. Clincory is a rock and ice planet with an atmosphere composed of chlorine and argon. The frozen surface is mainly composed of potassium with deposits of iron. Interesting. Clincory is famously claimed by the eccentric Volus billionaire Kuman Shoal. He claims that a vision of a higher being told him to seek on Clincory the lost crypts of beings of light. These entities were supposedly created at the dawn of time to protect organic life from synthetic machine devils. Now, where have we heard that before? Shoal has been excavating on Clincory's toxic surface for 2 decades at great expense. No government has valued the world enough to evict his small army of mercenaries. Interesting. He had a dream. Man. A dream of basically Leviathan. Matriarch's writings recovered. So, scans of the planet Clincory reveal the cockpit of a Volus trading vessel. There are no signs of the rest of the ship, but the salvage team discovered one of Matriarch Delinga's writings of the ship's systems. Interesting. So there's more than a if you look at your log, I forget how many, but it'll say like Matriarch writings. It may list like 12, but the reality is that there's probably like 16. So there's more than enough to find what you need. We'll do Antarom last. Junkro. Junkro is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sodium in its upper atmosphere. Like Uranus in the Sol system, it is tipped on its side, its north pole facing the star Newton. Gas deposit discovered. The gas giant appears to have a large concentration of hydrogen. Okay. So, there's nothing else. Let's go to Antarom. Which is... yeah, so my biggest criticism of Mass Effect 1 is the Mako. I love the Mako. I love the Mako. I hate the planet surfaces. They could have made them a little bit more navigatable in the bigger picture. They didn't have to make them so impassable. And the Mako just looks ridiculous when it's trying to go over some of these mountains and stuff. So it makes it, you lose your immersion with it. But again, they could have just either made it completely impassable and said, no, that's not the direction, or bring it down a notch. We don't have to make it as steep as they did. All right, so let's Rex and Ash. Let's go. Okay. Antarom. Antarom is very interesting because there's a few things on this planet that are just pretty good, pretty cool. So right here, and I'm going to put a little thing right there. We'll start going that way. Probably should save real quick. You see all like those hills and stuff. It's like they didn't have to be that extreme, you know? So there are some planets that you're kind of better off going around the hill, the mountain or whatever, than it is just to go straight, because you end up fighting the mountain so much that if you just had gone around a little bit, it would have been just faster. But you don't know that. And that's kind of what I was saying, is that, you know, a lot of people just want to go from point A to point B. Yeah, it's kind of cool. The Makos are very cool, but the mechanics of the planets are just horrible. So much empty space in there, and that was a big criticism of the game even back in the day. Oops. Almost killed these little bugs. And in the meantime, I need to upgrade my squad. I need to give him some points. So what should we do with Rex? Now, Barrier is going to make him extremely strong. Perhaps we should go ahead and get him into the combat armor. And into shotguns ASAP. Let's do that. Unlock fitness. And ooh, we want Carnage. So our next level will have Carnage available. Right there. And then Ash, we've already done her. Kara is... Right now our Paragon is... what would you say? Like 1/6 of the way up? It's not very much. We're not that deep into it. But we're almost to level 6. We're kind of there. If we get to level 6 early, we'll go get Liara. But yeah. And then as far as equipment goes, I think Rex... No, he can't wear this stuff yet. Yeah, we definitely want him in a shotgun at the moment. Right there. Okay. And yeah, let's do a quick save on this planet. There we go. I may not have the decryption skills for some of these things, but that's okay. Okay.
Take him out.
Whoa, Ash, calm down.
All clear, Commander.
Thank you. We do. Turian insignia recovered. It is unclear what happened to this Turian. He had an ancient paper book with the Bostra Outpost insignia printed on the cover, though. Interesting. We got a lot of XP for that. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Whoa. Did you see him there? There's another one right here. So he's not just... There's not just a Turian down there. There was one right here. That were accident... Oh, we ran over him. I'm sorry, dude. My bad. Okay, so where's the next one? Of course, there's more than just what says here on this map. There's some stuff over here, but we're just gonna hit the main points right now. I've done so many of these playthroughs that I don't have to see everything on every little planet, but I want to hit the main ones. You got this, Mako. You got this. And as I've mentioned before, we are doing Insanity, so last thing I want to run into is a Threshamol, which is not here. We don't have to deal with one here, but I'm going to go up this way, actually. Even though that way's straighter and makes for a easy path, it's kind of a bottleneck, and we could find ourselves being shot at from above. You see right there on the little, oh, you can't, my face is covering it, but there is right here where this little exclamation point is, a base, and it's an enemy base.
Cover me.
See, too low. Not there yet. Damn. Oh well. But we're going to come after these guys from above. So we're going to take the high ground. You gotta love the Mako. Woo! Wow. What a way to go. To get hit by a cannon and be shot like several hundred meters in the air and land 1,000 meters away. Yeah, there's one more here, but we'll get him. I think I got him. Yeah, we got him. We got him.
Redeploying.
All right, so now we can do this, and we got their equipment. Banshee and an Avenger. That's nice. So for, let me see what Ashley's got. We want to make sure she has the better assault rifle. Ooh. Yeah, the Banshee's probably the way to go. And since Rex is with us, we might as well give him... he's got a Banshee already. Okay. But I want him in shotguns if I can help it. Okay. Let's save on top of our Entoram save. And let's head into combat. Let's do it. Metagel. Oh, phasic rounds. I could, and ammo piercing ammo piercing rounds. Okay, some grenade upgrades. Got some good stuff so far.
Huddle up.
I think these are drones. I'm trying to remember. No, it can't be drones.
Heading out.
No. It's definitely not drones.
Watch out!
Form up.
Now I'm ready.
Lost shield.
Sucker! Look out! Go, go, go!
There we go. Do that.
Good to go.
Okay. Ooh. Oh crap. There's our first death. So I need to take that slow. We're not prepared. So there you go. Our first death. Man, I thought I saved when I was inside the complex. Okay, crap. All right. Well, that's a first. I don't think I've ever died this. Well, obviously I have in the past, but I think it's been a while since I died this early in a game. Okay. Yeah, I didn't use my grenades or nothing. Okay, so let's look at our equipment. We have our grenade launcher. Let's see. Cryo explosives. Yeah, maybe. It might be good right here. It would kind of like CC a lot. Oh yeah, Rex. His shotgun. I think we found a chemical. Yeah, we want that. And then let's change this to... No. We want that. Now for us, let's keep it on this. The high caliber. Anti-personnel phasic. Shield bypass. That's what I want. But I probably want to put that on Ashley's. Right there. And then, yeah, so she's good there. What else was I going to do? I was going to, on my sniper, there it is. No, Hammerhead's still the best way to do this. Okay, so we're good. Let's save this. Yeah, Entourage. And then we're going to do something a little different. Rex, Ash, right there. This is how I cheese this area. Guys. Ash. Okay. Oh, I missed. Okay. Come on now. They get smart from time to time. Once I clear a couple, then it gets a little bit easier to make our way in here. Rex.
Incoming!
One more. Okay. Yeah, he's down.
Get down!
There we go. Yeah, squad combat early on, it's a bit of a trial and error thing. They're spitting at me. Yeah, once we get about 3 or 4 down, then we should be okay. But getting to that point. Come on. There we go. There we go. And then we need to probably go now to our assault rifle, which is the last thing I'm selecting apparently. Now you guys can go in there. Organs. Oh, Graham. Ashley's down. Ashley's down. Okay. Gotta wait a minute. Because Rex regenerates, so... Whoa. Whoa, Rex, don't shoot at me.
Say goodnight.
Crap. Oh my goodness. I hit him and then it registered once, but then he didn't go down. So, crap. Well, there you go. You know, this is insanity at the very beginning of the game. This is how it is. But once we get a few levels, then it's like any other playthrough. No, probably want to stick to the sniper for right now. Okay. Okay, you guys, stay back there. And our sniper rifle is not that powerful at the moment. But we got one down. And then, geez, we only had 2 left. Yeah, it's not giving me credit yet. So it's registering my hits, but I don't think it's doing any damage. Oh, it is. It is. Good. Nice. Okay. Let's continue. Where are they at? Take some shots. Okay, get back, Ash. Slowly but surely. There they are.
Here it comes!
Incoming!
Come on, get them.
Not in my line of sight.
There we go. Well, that made it easy since he came after us. Give a minute for Rex to get his barriers back. Okay. Now we're out of grenades. I do go through a lot of grenades when I'm playing Insanity. They should be able to handle humans. Come on, get back. Okay. All right, give Rex about half his health again. We should be good. Okay, take the lead, Ash. Ooh, Rex is almost dead. We got him out just in time. Okay. Now we're back to like 2 or 3 to take out. And so hopefully, like I said, once we get some better levels and better weapons, this will be so much easier. But Insanity at the beginning is no joke. Okay, you guys finish him off. Come on. Come on, guys. Whew. Let's see who there's one back there. Nice. Okay. We're so much better off now. Okay, good. And you can destroy these canisters and stuff. I never see them when all this crap is in the way. Go back that way. Sniper. There we go, got her. All right, so that's it. Finally.
Perimeter secured.
Nice. Let's get this one. All right. Okay, so already level 2 stuff. That's nice. Make sure we don't lose anything in here. We want to get everything we can. Where's the... I thought I saw a first aid station. Maybe not. Anyway. Oh, there it is. I see it. Ooh. Medium armor. I wonder if Ash can wear that right now. Ooh. Too slow. No. That's okay. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we have right now is low quality gear. So it's helpful, but I mean, if you've played Mass Effect before, there's a lot of junk you get that you end up either selling or turning into Omni gel. So, you know, it's no big deal. But we do need better gear. That is for sure. Okay. Let's look at what we got. Ooh, lots of good stuff. Let's see here. That's not any better, so let's just get rid of, turn that into Omnigel. Yeah. And for Ash, yeah, the Gladiator 2, it's medium armor. Let's put her in that. Whew, already she's better. Let's look at us. The Assassin 2. Wow, already, yeah. So it's not as much tech and biotic protection, but right now, early on, most of these enemies are just using guns against us. So this should work for us. The shields are not as good, but that's okay. Yeah, we look good too. Rex, what you got? No, nothing for Rex. Too bad. Okay, so shields, shield regenerator. Yeah, probably this is the way to go. The shield regenerator. Okay, so here we go. Better shotguns. Definitely better scimitar. Yes, let's do that. Is there anything better than the sensor? Combat sensor. Yeah, I guess not. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Chemical rounds, which is what he has on. Last thing, we want to check Ash, see if there's anything better. Phasic rounds and high caliber. I mean, she's got what we need. And she looks good. I love that armor. Look at that. She looks good. I mean, I really wish this was her default type style armor. But she's got that pink and white, which is okay. But this looks good. It's that nice, like, you know, covert, stealthy look. All right. Hi, Bree. How are you doing? Master sent me a message. I didn't know if he needed anything from me.
Stay back.
Oh,
I've
crap.
got no grief with you. All I want is this bastard.
Please! He's a madman! Mr. Toombs, you're insane! You
Mr.
need help!
Toombs.
It's Corporal! Corporal Toombs! You don't get to lie! Not today! Today it all comes out!
You're good? That's good. Oops, I forgot to do one thing. Hold on. My fault. There we go.
What are you talking about? Why do you want to kill this man?
Want? What I want is my life back.
That's good to hear, bro.
I want to go to sleep without screaming in my dreams. I want the people who sent me to Akuz brought to justice.
Can't you see that Toombs is crazy? Shoot him!
Unfortunately, we don't have the Paragon points.
I'll have to settle for killing the men who took my life away.
I don't know if we'll be able to do this in a Paragon way. But anyway, finally found your YouTube. Oh, well, I'm right here. How are you doing, Master? I do the link on Discord. But I noticed that you sent me a message on Steam, Master. Is there anything that you need from me? Otherwise, you can always message me. IM me on Discord, of course. But let me know.
What did the doctor do to you, Corporal?
We were on Akuz. When the Thresher Maws hit, my entire unit was wiped out.
If you play the Lone Survivor,
the scientists were studying them.
You were here.
They let them hit our unit just to watch. I woke up in a holding cell. The scientists were delighted I'd survived. Now they had someone to run tests on.
Yeah. If you do Soul Survivor, you survived Akuz. And so you know exactly what he's talking about. Which is kind of weird, because it's like you're the sole survivor, but yet this guy survived too.
What kind of tests are we talking about?
You can't believe Toombs. He doesn't have any proof. I demand a fair trial.
Ever had Thresher Maw acid in your veins? I have. They wanted to see what it would do. They're part of some organization, Cerberus, that runs secret tests like this. They treated me like a lab animal. This is justice. This man deserves to die. So, are you going to kill me or not?
See, my Paragon is blocked. My Renegade is blocked. I'm just doing all this too soon. But it's just, I wanted to do these missions first because I want to be able to get Liara without dying every 5 seconds, But anyway, it's just where we're at. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, when I redid my OBS, I reloaded it, did a clean install, and I re-added my scenes. So my sounds are there, but apparently I'm going to have to go through each sound that I have and reload them. Because when I first started this stream, it wasn't picking up the game, even though my meters were moving. So my meter is in OBS, but it's not transmitting the sound. It's not connecting. So I have all my sounds separated, as you know, but right now nothing works except me capturing the desktop audio. So everything you'll hear, unfortunately. So I have no way of separating everything. I was going to see if you were able to fix OBS. So I did a lot of research, and I talked to Mitral earlier today, just very briefly. And he read in the patch notes that there could be an issue with display captures. I did not read that in the notes. So I tried different things. And there's one thing that kind of works, but it creates so much lag on OBS's side that it's not worth watching things like KOTOR, because you have to do KOTOR in display capture and not game capture. Otherwise the OBS won't crash, it'll just freeze the frame, and then it'll pick up every once in a while. But you talk about lag, I mean, it's like every 10 seconds there's a new frame, so it's like super slow. So you have to do display capture. And that's the problem, is that every time you go back and forth between display capture and OBS, it bottlenecks that's what I'm thinking is happening. It bottlenecks the frames, which results in the OBS crashing. It says, here's all my resources. I have all this stuff from my PC, and suddenly KOTOR comes on, and there's only so much I can do in KOTOR. And OBS is like, I'm used to having this much, not this much. And it crashes. If it would just seamlessly look at it, it'd be fine. So I can put it in a setting for display capture that it works and doesn't crash, but the frames are pretty laggy, very noticeably laggy. Not horribly, just noticeable. And so until I fix everything, I don't want to go forward on that. But yeah, that's what's going on.
I can arrest him. He'll answer for his crimes in court.
Weren't you listening? He was part of a secret organization. I don't know what Cerberus is, but they'll never let their operation become public. This is the only way. Are you helping me, or are you killing me?
Yeah, I really wish we had our options. Yeah. Interesting. My Steam Labs is going through its chat cycle. Interesting. That's Booty Booty Bot, but of course we're in Twitch. I mean, we're in YouTube, not Twitch. So, we can either shoot him, and who is him, right? But him is supposed to be Tooms. Do it. We just let him do it. Or we say, go ahead. Oh no, not shoot him. Shoot him. That's I always have to think about this. So we're supposed to, it's not shooting Tooms, we're shooting the dude. Yeah, let's do it.
I can't let you murder him. I'm sorry.
I guess not. I guess we're shooting Tooms.
I thought I was dead. Thank you. Here, for your trouble. I don't think I'll ever forget that madman's face.
Save the story for the jury. You're going to jail, Doctor.
But you can't do that!
It's better than you deserve. Joker, let the 5th Fleet know we need a ship for pickup.
Aye, Commander.
We killed Tooms. Tooms' dead eyes are still pinched with frustration and rage. The scientist, eyeing the corpse with distaste, dabs his face with a cloth. For better or worse, the situation is resolved. Exit the bunker. I don't remember, though, if there's things to loot in there, though. I'm going to check one more time, just to make sure. Yeah, that's pretty sad, because most of the time when I do these side quests, if I'm not on Insanity, I mean, I can just come here whenever, and we can go get Liara first, and we can stick to the main missions, and do the side stuff later, and then we've already built up enough Paragon and everything else, but I have to kind of do these side quests first, so that way we, again, don't die doing the main missions, because they're definitely harder. So anyway, I thought for sure there was stuff we could loot in the room. Yeah, monitor. It's probably just a codex. Yeah, it's just a codex. Okay then, there we go. Anyway. Now, Antaram. There's a few things on this planet that are really, really neat. I can try to go find them real quick. They're not hard to find. But hopefully y'all are doing pretty good, Master. Oh yeah, they're stuck. Look at them. They're just standing in place. All right. Get into the Mako. All right, let's see here. I guess the Avenger is... you know what? I thought I actually did select the Avenger. Well, okay. So now we have the Avenger on. He must have given us some credits. Now we have 4,500 credits because we started before we went to this planet. We only had like 2,200 credits. Get up that hill. There we go. Boom. Okay. All right. There we go. Ooh. Right there. Heavy metal surveyed. You have successfully surveyed a large deposit of palladium. Yeah, and you see these little things right here? These are supposed to glow once you've been here. So if you don't remember and you go into the Mako, and because you see that little circle right there, or that tells you that, you know, you've either done it or something. But this right here, we're here, and it doesn't have the circle, you see. So this little flag thing is supposed to tell you that you've been here. Of course, it's minimally helpful because you have to get right up on it before you can see that. I want to get on the other side of this mountain. Because there's a bit of lore here. Oh boy. Again, love the Mako, hate the planets. Come on. Get your fat ass up there, Mako. Okay. Can we get up that way? Not so sure. Come on. Come on. Yeah, we did it. Nice. Nice. Let's see, where was I trying to go? Let me look at the map. Where are we? We're right here? Yeah. Let's see here. We were right here for the Palladium. I'm thinking maybe it was over here. Don't remember. Oh, come on. There we go.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
Guess not. Guess it's not that way. Because there's the place where we were, the mission place with tombs. So, yeah. If it's anywhere, I think it's right over here on the other side of this plateau. Of course, it's Friday night. Yeah. Well, my job, you know, they keep offering me to work on Saturdays, and I'm like, I'm not working another Saturday until I have less on my plate during the week. I am too tired. They just, damn, they've been brutal. It's to the point where like everybody is saying the same thing. It's like, yeah, you're expecting a little bit much of us right now. So, and that's unusual. Usually you get, you know, people just like, yeah, it's not so bad, this and that. Nobody's saying that. Is it over there? I'm trying to remember. The mini map should show me where these things are, but if not, then that's okay. We'll just skip it for now. Come on now. Yeah. But, you know, what I like about the YouTube stuff is that it just gives me the ability to stream at a much higher bit rate, assuming my internet's good. If my internet's good, then, you know, you should be able to see it even in 1440, which, you know, I can stream in Twitch at 1440, but it's not very good. I mean, the bit rate's capped at 8,000, so you don't see a very good quality 1440. The 720 would look great, but, you know, but I think right now I'm doing it at about 16,000 kilobytes per second. You know, twice Twitch's minimum. I mean, maximum. Sorry. So, you know, VODs and stuff are in, you know, HD. So, and no commercials. So this is kind of just our Friday night chill lore stream. Anybody wants to talk about anything, doesn't have to be Mass Effect, you know. It just gives me the opportunity to talk about any lore stuff with the BioWare, Mass Effect, any of the videos that I've been working on or that I've put out, I guess we'll just go back to the Normandy. We don't need to be cruising around the planet all day. And yeah, we're probably pretty close to a level, actually. Let me see here. Yeah, we're at 5152. We only need about 348 more points to get level 6. So that's pretty good.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
He's not happy.
I reviewed your report on the situation, Commander. I'm glad to see you were able to take Dr. Wayne in alive. Now we can put him on trial and get some answers. I just wish we could have saved Corporal Toombs, too. Thank you again for your assistance, Commander. Fifth Fleet out.
It's not my fault. I don't have the Paragon. It is not my fault. And I think this is the only system right now. The only cluster right now. Yeah. So let's go to Armstrong.
Message coming in from the brass at Arcturus. Patching it through.
Normandy? Admiral Hackett here. We're getting reports of a marked increase in Geth activity in the Skyllian Verge. Surveillance drones have identified Geth outposts on 4 different planets in the Armstrong cluster. We need someone to take them out.
This is kind of like the Tally quest.
We have any idea what they're after?
Hard to say. They may be just gathering intel on us. Or maybe they're setting up staging grounds for hit-and-run attacks on human colonies.
It could be the first wave of an invasion.
Let's hope not. We need someone to investigate this, Shepard. Finding Saren is still your top priority, but you've got experience fighting the Geth. You're the logical choice to take out these outposts. We're transmitting all the locations of known Geth outposts in the Armstrong cluster to the Normandy now. Admiral Hackett out.
This would be a great quest to start doing with Tally and get a lot of XP. So maybe we should. Maybe we should. Because, I mean, really don't really require a lot of Paragon or anything like that. But it does help boost our XP. This is definitely one that if I'm not doing Insanity, I probably would just, we can wait on it, But it's maybe not the worst idea to do. Junthor is a large terrestrial planet with a thick atmosphere, carbon dioxide, and chlorine. The surface is mainly composed of aluminum and deposits of nickel. Surveyors found the ruins of technical civilization near the equator, evidently the colony of an ancient spacefaring race. The ruins had subsided to almost nothing. Merely wind-hollowed husks of arcologies and other megastructures. In the center of the ruins was a single column whose inscriptions defied translation for several centuries. When Asari linguists finally managed a translation, the elaborate relief carvings said merely, "Walk among the works and know our greatness." The crude scratches on the base of the reverse side said, "Monsters from the id." I wonder if that's a reference to Doom? I don't know. Matriarch writings recovered. Scans revealed a wrecked freighter orbiting one of Junthor's smaller moons. A recon team found no signs of life, but they did recover one of Matriarch Delinga's writings. Okay. Fascinating. Reingri. So this is our planet. Reingri is a small barren terrestrial world. While it possesses a reasonably temperate climate and a number of useful resources, no mining corporation is willing to risk investment. A rogue planetoid dubbed VOTS by the initial Solarian surveyor team entered the system approximately 10,000 years ago and was trapped in a decaying orbit around Reingri. It is nearing the end of a slow spiral inwards. Earthquakes and cyclonic windstorms are increasingly common on Reingri. Within a few hundred years, the planets will rip each other apart. Some Asari travel consortiums have already announced sponsorship of cruises to observe the spectacle. Why? Because it says in a few hundred years, Asari will live that long. So you can book a travel plan for to watch the explosion of a planet, basically a destruction of a planet because they run into each other as an Asari. You can say, hey, look, you know, that may, to them it'd be like 10 years. So let's plan 10 years in the future to go see this maybe. It's crazy how the lore is consistent with that stuff. How like you can have the mindset of somebody who lives like 1,000 years. Like, what would they think? How would you plan a vacation? It's neat. So let's take Tali. And let's take, I want to take Rex. Yeah, let's take Rex. Because Tali's not exactly squishy, but she is mostly tech like me. So we do need some, we do need the ability to survive. Tali, oh, she's already upgraded. But I need to give her, possibly a better shotgun. This one. And then we need to give her improved sighting, chemical rounds. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do for her. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at our map. We can start clockwise, kind of. If I remember right, this planet fairly flat for the most part, but I don't remember everything. But I know when we get to the Geth base, it's a little hilly. So, but there's like a path up it. You got to just find the path. Ooh, we may not. Maybe better to go around. Yeah, through here. God gummit. These planets, I swear, the worst. Alright. Boom. Again, the most critical thing I am a Mass Effect 1 is the Mako. And I love the Mako, hate the planets. Just hate it. Okay, there we go. Scans from orbit have detected a large deposit of titanium. Nice. Nice. There we go. And let me know if it's too loud or something, because again, I have my sound separated, but I don't, it's not working at the moment. So I'm basically just outputting my my desktop audio. So if it's too loud, let me know. Oh. Almost capsized. I wonder if we have the skill. No, it's all good? Okay, good. Yeah, electronic skill's too low. Tali doesn't have the skill, I don't have the skill, and that's pathetic because we're both engineers. But that's the way it is. Yeah, if I had multiple other sounds, like, I don't know, music and sound effects and stuff, I imagine that could cause a problem. But right now it's just the game. It's just the game. But I appreciate you telling me, Master. Let's see. Yeah, so I think this way. Oh, I think something shot at us. First, let's go here. Get this mineral. And I think we might be able to climb up there. Oh my goodness. Jeez. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay, thorium. Thorium, really? Not thorium. Thorium. Rare element found. You have successfully surveyed a large deposit of thorium. Very good. Come on, man. You got this, Mako. You got this. You got this. Can I get up there from there? I don't remember. Come on, grab it. There we go. There we go. There we go. And see, there was a path. There was a path on the other side. Jeez. All right, we're here. We're here now. We see these little spikes. That indicates that there's husks here. So let's save that real quick. And I think this is the one where we do it and we clear the base and then the guests show up on the outside when we're trying to get back into the Mako. All right, let's hopefully we don't die. Okay, guys? Don't die. We'll have to do this slow again. Slow and steady. Ooh, nothing that upgrades us. We're almost to the next level though, so that's good. Cryo explosive. I don't think I have, well, okay, so I have 4 grenades again. I think. No, I have no grenades. And that's the thing. I really wish I could either make grenades, because when I do Insanity, I do use a lot of grenades. So let's do this. Tally Rex. Here they come. Here they come. Okay, switch weapons. Hussman and Mass Effect 1 are formidable because they explode. They're just, you can't predict them. I mean, there's something else. But in 2 and 3, I mean, they're just, they're formidable only in that they come at you in big waves, but other than that, they're pretty easy. All right. I thought there was a first aid. There it is. Medijail. I don't think there's another one over here, but I'll check. Nope, nothing.
Form up.
All right. What we got? What do we got? I don't remember. Yeah, there's more. There are more. I couldn't remember if there was 2 sides of enemies or just one. There's 2.
Engaging target.
To me! Form up.
Oh. Okay. Come on back here. Weapons are just not very powerful at the moment, but we got it. We got it done, and we got a level. We got a level. We're doing it, y'all. We're doing it. We're getting there eventually. We're getting there. Reaper 3 sniper rifle and a cipher tool. Ooh, we're getting jammed. That means, like I said, I think the Geth are outside, ready to jump us. Biotic amp, which would be good for Rex. Armor-piercing rounds, that's good too. So we're getting some good stuff out of this. This is totally worth it. Let me make sure Rex has what he needs. Actually, hold on. Equipment, yeah. Rex has his shotgun. Yeah. And armor-piercing. Well, that's only good against synthetic, so maybe, yeah, this might be, you know what, no, let's keep them with chemical rounds, and then Tally will give her the armor piercing. Proof sighting, that's better than nothing, I guess. And then, don't think we can up, ooh. No, I don't think that's any better than what he has already. Gives some protection against biotic or tech, but I don't really think he needs that at the moment. Cipher tool. Ooh. Yeah, I guess, well, I mean, I guess that's better than nothing. Tally, also, she's already got a blue wire. Rex, there's your Unity amp. There you go. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for a better. And now our squads, let's do Tally first. We're going to give her unlock shotguns. Yeah, because we're going to give me all the electronic and decryption stuff. Rex, we want to give him Carnage. That'll give us a CC, so when he uses that, it'll knock him down. It'll be like using a grenade when we don't have a grenade. And then fitness is probably going to be helpful here. Once I get his barriers up, I mean, he's going to be a walking tank. Between that and his fitness, it's very nice. Let's see here. Equip heavy armor. I don't think we get heavy armor anytime soon for Krogans, but perhaps. What would this do? Would this damage reduction? Maybe. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. So for our own character, we want to do, like I said, decryption and electronics, but we still need to include our charm. And that's what's holding us back, is that we do need to do this stuff and our Spectre training, but we need to upgrade these things in order for us to get, like, you know, the equipment and whatnot. So do we want sabotage or overload? Overload. Overload's what we want. Okay. All right. Let's do a save. And then loot the other side. Now there are other enemies still in here because they showed up ready to attack us. But in the meantime, let's get some loot. Toxic seals? That's good. I think that protects us from poison. I think. I never use it. I always use the health regeneration. Striker. Yeah, useless stuff. Okay. Alright, no problem. We're gonna put Rex and Tally.
Cover me.
Yeah. When I'm an infiltrator, this is not the most difficult. But oops. Yeah, look at that. Wow. You see why I was going in real slow? Yeah. I told y'all. And if I had the grenade, it would have helped. But alas. I think it let me loot everything. Hold on. Man, they came right at me. They didn't even look at Rex or Tally. Wow. Alright then, that's how it's gonna be. Okay. My two guys are down. Jeez. So let's do oh yeah. I need to put Unity in my hotbar, and I need to put my barrier right there. Okay. So let's do Unity. Sorry guys. Sorry you died. But I do believe Rex regenerates real quick. I don't know if I have the regeneration thing on Tally yet. That's a good point. Let me see if I have that on her. I do actually. Okay. First aid interface. So yeah, so it's slow, but it's better than what she's got. Better than nothing. So those two destroyers, I think, are the worst in this room. I think everybody else is pretty much like just a regular Geth. So. Okay. Gotta do this slow. I gotta bait them in here. I gotta make sure they come in and bottleneck in this area. Yeah, one is slowly coming. There he is. He's coming. Wow. Where are they at? Come on. Well, I might as well bring my guys in here, because apparently they're not moving. Okay, Rex. You go right there. Whoa, Tali was way out there? I didn't want her anywhere out there. Okay. So there's one over here. Okay. Wow, they're making this as difficult as possible, aren't they? Come on. We gotta go do this. We gotta go do this. I think we're down to just the one. I think. So we should be good. Still, pretty dangerous. Okay, so Tali took care of it. All right. I was trying to get Rex to do it, but he kept getting stuck. All right. Well, there you go. We did. It took us forever, but we got that one done. And I do believe that they are outside here too, so I'm going to quick save. We should have some equipment now, right? Oops. No. No, I guess it didn't give us anything. Yeah, that's tragic. Okay. In the meantime, let me make sure we're not getting overrun with stiff. Okay, so we got too many hurricanes. Okay. And what oh yeah, Striker. Get rid of that. Get rid of this one. Reaper. There we go. This is definitely a better sniper. We've got too many of these. And okay, so the Phoenix is an upgrade. And we're wearing Ash's attire. No problem. Actually, the Scorpion is better, isn't it? Let's go to the Scorpion. All right. So let's save and exit the building. That's why you want to get to your Mako as soon as possible.
3 more of these outposts left to clear out? This should be fun.
So, yeah, we wanted to get to Mako as soon as possible, because if we try to do this on foot, definitely an insanity. Tricky. So, we haven't done this one, this anomaly. And then we can call this planet pretty much done. And like I said, there's, like Rex said, there's 3 more to do. And this is actually Tali's, I wouldn't call it a loyalty quest, but this is her chain. You do this and she appreciates it. I wouldn't call it a loyalty quest, though. Yeah, see, there's this whole thing I came from the backside because I was getting that mineral and completely missed the easy route. The nice flat route. let's check out this anomaly. Right here. And then there's some minerals behind us too. We can do that real quick. A liberator. Scavengers who made this camp are gone. They seem to have abandoned it abruptly some time ago. Okay. So I think what it does is just unlocks that. Yeah. Well, that's... Oh, so we were there. We're not even at the spot that I was trying to get to. Okay, never mind. There was some minerals over here, I believe. Yeah. So it's kind of on the way. Oh, it is where we're trying to go to. Never mind. Oh, no, it's not. It is two birds with one stone. There's a mineral and an anomaly right next to each other. Right here. Here's the minerals. Is this gold? I don't think so. Polonium. Okay. Rare element surveyed. You have successfully surveyed a small deposit of polonium. Nice. So here's a thing. Decrypting. Medallion recovered. This down pod contained a League of One medallion. Its owner is nowhere to be found. Nice, okay. So it's just a journal entry, some money, and some codex and XP. It's worth it. It's worth it to do those. Especially for the XP. So, equipment. Some armor plating. We don't have... Oh. Yeah, we don't have the good enough armor to have like multiple spots, but I would probably put that armor plating there in its place for the first aid. But I like the first aid. Yeah, it regenerates out of, you know, in and out of combat, so it's good. Yeah. So, what about Rex? Does he have... Did we pick up it? No. Tally, I don't think we got any Quarian armor. Yeah. Oh well. Ooh. Now, what she's got on is better. I'm almost tempted to use a shotgun at this point because I've been shooting at him with my assault rifle that I'm not extremely adept at, and it's slow going. So I may have to like switch mindsets here to go with a shotgun. Yeah, I think I might have to. Let's start equipping it with mods and stuff. Oh, we don't have anything. Okay, well that's fine. I don't think I have anything. Oh, well, here's this one. Let's empty it. And then put that on our shotgun. It's better than nothing. Now we're up to 9,000 credits. So we started off when we left the Citadel with a little over 2,000. Just by doing these quick missions, we've gotten up to 9,000. So we've gotten 7,000 credits and a level. So that's nice. So when we start doing Liara stuff, we'll definitely have some survivability, because you start doing some of those main missions early on with the Insanity, and it's a chore. It's definitely a chore. I think we already did this debris. No, we did the debris, but we didn't have the description skills at the moment. I wonder if we do now. We can go try it real quick since we're on the planet. It might actually be faster to have the Normandy pick us up and put us back down rather than travel to the other side of the map. but we'll give it a shot. It's kind of flat on that other side there, so it's not bad. Yeah. I am going to have to spend after the stream trying to fix all my sound stuff, but I will be on Twitch tomorrow, probably doing Planet Zoo. I don't know yet. Again, I've been trying to do KOTOR, and I was doing KOTOR 2, I should say. KOTOR, I've been streaming KOTOR 2 without any problems until I upgraded OBS, and haven't been able to get it to work this week. So I'm a little disappointed in that, because I really was looking forward to doing KOTOR 2. I think it's the perfect game at the moment to do an RPG with lots and lots of lore. It is so unique to even compare to KOTOR 1, the first one, the first one. But I can't get it to work. So I'm going to spend some time off stream after this to fix my sound, and then we'll figure it out. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but if
you need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operation.
Yes, I know this. I know this, Joker. But whatever I stream tomorrow,
Got it.
I'll probably do it earlier in the day, because during the week, of course, I have to work. Yeah, so okay, we didn't have the ability to before, but now we do. We got toxic seals and armor plating. But during the week I have to work, so I don't stream until the late afternoon, early evening, and so tomorrow is my only opportunity to stream earlier than that. So I usually leave my weekends lately to recording and editing YouTube videos. But I am done with all my cinematic playthroughs, and I am going to be doing a power wash, I don't know what to call it, RPG lore stream, video. Imagine it won't be the shortest video ever, but I don't think it'll be like 4 hours either. I mean, it'll probably be like I'm thinking like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I have to, what's unique about it is that I have to record it and then do my storytelling after I've edited it, because there's these texts that come up that tell you about, hey, this is what I found when if you find this at the building that you're doing, just ignore that. Or they'll say, hey, look, I noticed the cats were missing. And then I need to comment when I do the video and editing about it, saying, oh, okay. And I'll read it. I'm like, oh, the cats. Okay, well, that's a bit odd. And then there's a gnome occasionally in many of the little maps. And those gnomes are kind of I don't think they intended on them being kind of like a mascot for Power Wash, but they just kind of turned into that. Because when Power Wash first came out, I mean, you didn't see the gnomes in any of the marketing stuff or whatever. Now that's what they do. That's like the gnomes are all over the place. They were just kind of like there, and you could like play with them and stuff, but they didn't do anything. And even now they don't do anything. So I'm gonna do stuff with the gnomes too. Like occasionally on the maps with the gnomes, they're gonna kind of like tell me. They're gonna help give some background of what we're doing. Like, hey, what you doing there? I noticed you're washing the van, and just kind of help flesh out some of the stuff that's going on. So that's normally what I'm going to be working on the weekend, since I don't do this full time. But hopefully you guys will tune in. Subs are free in YouTube, so give me a sub if you can, if you're enjoying the content. I'm doing these Mass Effect lore streams, number one, to kind of like throw it out there. I really enjoy doing this at a higher bit rate, so that way, these games that are playable and watchable in 4K on Twitch, the best you can get out of Twitch is 1080, and sometimes the bitrate looks good. I mean, sometimes you get a little splotchy, but in order to appreciate these next gen games that are in high def, I think YouTube is really the best place to watch it, because you can see the definition so much better. than on Twitch. But I do like doing our Twitch streams, but it's really more or less a much more casual, let's play type thing. I'm using this one on Fridays just to kind of get that lore out there, and anybody wants to talk about any videos that we've been doing, anybody wants to throw out any lore or anything, hey, that's what we're here for. We can stop doing whatever we're doing, and it affords me the ability to sit down and actually go into things like our codex. And our codex, if we wanted to talk about like some of this stuff that's blinking, the primary ones they read to you, like for instance, we talk about Batarians.
The Alliance began aggressive colonization of worlds in the Skyllian Verge, much to the dismay of the Batarians, who had been developing the region for several decades. In 2171, the Batarians petitioned the Council to declare the Verge a zone of Batarian interest. The Council refused, however, declaring unsettled worlds in the region open to human colonization. In protest, the Batarians closed their Citadel embassy and severed official diplomatic relations with the Council, effectively becoming a rogue state. They instigated a proxy war in the Verge by funneling money and weapons to criminal organizations, urging them to strike at human colonies. Hostilities peaked with the Skyllian Blitz of 2176, an attack on the human capital of Elysium by Batarian-funded pirates and slavers. In 2178, the Alliance retaliated with a crushing assault on the moon of Torfin, long used as a staging base by Batarian-backed criminals. In the aftermath, the Batarians retreated into their own systems and are now rarely seen in Citadel space.
So there you go. There's the origin of the Skyllian Blitz. So if you were, if you keep up with certain backgrounds, the Skyllian Blitz Shepard was part of that situation. In fact, the Halo series, which is, I'm told, I never saw it, the Halo series on, I think, Netflix, was not very good. But there's a small section where the overhead announcement says Shepard, or it didn't say Commander Shepard. I think it just says Shepard, you're needed at the Skyllium depot or something like that. Please report to the Skyllian departure, whatever. I don't know what it says, but it's a neat little reference, because I don't know of any Skyllian places in Halo, but they actually did a little reference to Mass Effect in there. So yeah. So it's pretty neat. But anyway, we'll call it probably like right here, and then let me get to the Normandy real quick, and then from here we'll pick it up next weekend, next Friday I should say, and we will do some more of the Tali's quest line here. Hopefully we won't die a ton, and then once we get a few levels underneath us, then we can go get Liara, because I'm telling you that Liara outpost on the outside, it's hard enough getting her with the Krogan Warlord and the Geth in that small space, but doing it on Insanity at a low level, it's tricky. It's very tricky. So if we have enough, if we have decent enough weapons, which there is a couple of times where you get ambushed, and not only ambushed, but just outside of the compound that has Liara, you have to face one of those big mechs, and if you have weapons that just don't do much damage, I mean, what are you going to do, right? Because it regenerates. So you have to make sure you have a good level to survive, and then you also need good weapons in order to do anything to it. So again, like I said, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get this built up. So next time we do the stream, hopefully we'll get enough of our levels to be able to go and do Liara. I think by doing some of these are actually perfect. Plus we can do Tali's quest at the same time. We probably actually should go talk to Tali before we do our last set of missions for her, because I think she does give us a little bit more insight of that, and then when we finish it, she kind of finishes her story. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming in, and I will check you guys later. Like I said, if you like the content that you're seeing, please give me a quick sub on there. really I'm trying to just, grow the channel. I'm putting content out there as fast as I possibly can. Quality content. My edits, I spend a lot of time doing all those cinematic playthroughs. You're not going to see menu things pop up. It's just going to be straight playthroughs. But like I said, my next series of different types of videos are going to have a little bit more involvement by me. I'm going to like narrate it and things like that. So anyway, like I said, if you want to get alerts of things like that, of when you of seeing things, when I'll post a video, like I said, got to give me a sub, and then make sure that the little alert button is also on there, because now the way YouTube does it is that sometimes you do a sub, but then you won't get alerts. So you got to tell it that you want alerts too. And if anybody makes any, if you have any comments, suggestions, likes for the videos, please do all that, because it helps the algorithm push my videos onto, other people who want to see similar content. So if they say, hey, look, I like this, but I wish there was more channels like that. Well, maybe my channel is like one of those ones that they like. So by doing all that, it helps to push the algorithm further, and YouTube can promote it independently of my attempts to try to, make it known. Anyway, like I said before, I appreciate you guys, and whether you spend 5 minutes with me or 5 hours with me, the most important thing you can give me is your time, and I do appreciate it. So let me kind of do my farewell, and I'm going to work on my OBS, and hopefully I can get all that working. And awesome streaming. Have a good night. Yeah, Master, I no promises. I may actually stream late night. I may stream late night into tomorrow for Twitch, because like I said, I want to get my stream in, so that way I can watch football and stuff tomorrow and do my recordings. But I appreciate everybody. Y'all take care. Thank you very much.